I read the stories of the Vikings when I was a kid, from their myths to their pillaging ventures. But their sailing across the North Atlantic and discovering Iceland and Greenland fascinated and fired up my imagination. So I always wanted to check out L'Anse Aux Meadows, where the Vikings established the first European settlement in North America over 1,000 years ago. Now designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site, our trip to the Viking Pass began at the Interpretation Center, which tells the story of how this land was discovered by a Viking trader in the year 986. 15 years later, Leif Erikson, accompanied by his crew, sailed west and landed at Vinland, or L'Anse Aux Meadows as he called it. He built a settlement, stayed a year, before returning to Greenland to prepare for more expeditions. A bronze sculpture straddles the path that leads to the archaeological site called Meeting of Two Worlds, to symbolize the first meetings between the Europeans and indigenous people of North America. The park's guide took us a tour of the archaeological site, with its very prominent mounds, where evidence of sod buildings, fire pits, a forge, iron tools, and more have been uncovered. A short distance away, we toured a replica of the Viking settlement, with reenactors playing the roles of Viking settlers.
Significance until you see a demonstration. Rather than livestock, it's, animals in a storm. It's not. Yeah. Well, we have four reconstructions. There's furnace buildings on the back. So we took the first three that you noticed by the stream, and the furnace building is replicated. The rest is not.
There's a thing that comes up in Norse culture in the Eddas. It's called the Havamál, which is Odin's words. So it's like poetic words of Odin to guide us men through life. It's almost like the Christian's Ten Commandments.
You hear that? Guide men through life.
Yeah, we cause trouble.
We don't.
Yeah, because we're the ones going off to cause the trouble.
Yeah.
So one of the sayings in the Havamál is, no wiser load a man can carry than much common sense. Sit with your back to the wall, look around the doorway before you enter, never stray from your weapon without any field. Don't go to bed with a witch, you wake with legs twisted. Never fool with another man's wife. Woo women in the dark, not in the day. So all stuff that God is that keeps you alive, right? Yeah, so.
The Vikings stayed for approximately 12 years and then left, as mysteriously as they first arrived. In 1960, Norwegian historian Helge Ingstad, who had been searching for Vinland of the Norse sagas for years, visited northern Newfoundland and met L'Anse Aux Meadows fisherman George Decker, who showed him what residents thought was an ancient Aboriginal camp. Subsequent excavations uncovered artifacts that proved conclusively the Vikings had established a settlement in North America 5 centuries before the voyages of Christopher Columbus. Standing where the first Europeans set foot in North America was a momentous occasion, imagining how the Viking ship navigated its way across icebergs and rocks to make landfall at this very spot.